Burnt garlic can turn a 5-ingredient dinner bitter in seconds, but we're not letting it win tonight. We'll keep the slices pale and fragrant, then use starchy pasta water to make the oil cling. The result is glossy, peppery spaghetti, not a dry tangle with an oil puddle. Garlic keeps cooking after it looks done. Thin slices can move from pale gold to harsh brown in seconds, especially in a dry, hot pan. If you wait for deep color, the oil will carry that color forward while you drain pasta or reach for a bowl. Pull early, because carryover heat is part of the recipe. For 2 servings, start with about 8 ounces, or 225 grams of spaghetti, a third cup, or 80 milliliters of olive oil, and several garlic cloves. Parsley and chili are useful, but optional. The dish is not a heavy sauce. It is noodles coated with garlic-scented oil and just enough starch to make that oil behave. Slice the garlic evenly. Very thin slices brown fast. Thick slices stay raw in the middle, and minced garlic is the easiest form to burn. For a beginner, thin coins are safer than a fine mince because you can see the edges change color. If a clove has a tough green sprout, remove it so it does not add a sharp bite. Set everything out before the pan gets hot. Sliced garlic, oil, chili, parsley, tongs, and a cup for pasta water should all be within reach. This recipe moves quickly at the end. If you are chopping parsley while garlic is browning, the pan keeps cooking without you, and the dish starts making decisions for you. Choose a pan wide enough to hold the spaghetti later. A narrow saucepan can cook garlic oil, but it makes the tossing step cramped, so oil stays in one corner and noodles clump in another. A skillet or sauté pan gives the pasta room to move through oil and starchy water. That movement is what turns separate ingredients into sauce. Salt the boiling water before the spaghetti goes in. The water should taste seasoned, not painfully salty. This seasons the noodles from inside, so the final oil does not need to carry all the salt. Do not add oil to the pasta water. Floating oil does not season noodles, and it can make the final sauce slide off. Cook the spaghetti until it is just shy of done, usually about 1 minute before the package says fully tender. The last minute happens in the pan with oil and water. If the pasta is completely soft before it meets the sauce, tossing can make it fragile. You want noodles with enough structure to handle movement. Before draining, save at least 1 cup or 240 milliliters of cloudy pasta water. That water is sauce insurance. The starch helps oil cling to the noodles, and the heat keeps the sauce loose while you toss. Save more than you think you need. You can pour extra away, but you cannot rescue dry pasta with water you already drained. Put the garlic and oil in the pan before the heat gets aggressive. A cold or barely warm start gives the garlic time to perfume the oil before the edges brown. Set the burner low to medium low. You are not frying chips. You are slowly pulling garlic flavor into the oil while keeping the slices edible. Watch the bubbles, not just the clock. Gentle, tiny bubbles around the garlic mean the oil is warm enough to extract flavor. Loud frying means the pan is racing. Stir or swirl so slices near the edge do not brown before the center slices have even started. Even heat gives you a wider safety window. Pull the pan off heat when the garlic edges are pale gold and the centers are still light. If the garlic looks perfect in the hot pan, it may be too far by the time it reaches the plate. Residual heat keeps coloring it. A safe cue is fragrance plus pale edges, not deep brown slices. If a few slices go dark, remove them right away instead of stirring them through the whole pan. 1 burnt slice can season all the oil with bitterness. If most of the garlic is brown or smells harsh, it is better to restart the garlic oil than pretend pasta water will hide it. Pasta water fixes texture, not burnt flavor. Chili flakes can bloom in the warm oil for a few seconds, but they can burn too. Add them after the garlic has slowed down, not while the oil is screaming hot. Parsley is different. Add most of it near the end so it stays fresh. Burned parsley tastes dusty and makes the pasta look tired. Move the pasta into the garlic oil while it is still a little wet. You do not need to drain it bone dry. Water clinging to the noodles helps start the sauce, and the pasta carries starch from the pot into the pan. If the oil is still aggressively sizzling, keep the pan off heat while the pasta goes in. Add a small splash of reserved pasta water, about 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters. Then toss. Do not dump in the whole cup at once. You are building a coating, not soup. The first splash loosens the oil, carries garlic flavor between the noodles, and gives the pan enough moisture for tossing. Toss more than you think. The movement helps oil, starch, and water come together into a thin, glossy coating. If you only stir once, oil stays in the bottom of the pan, and the top noodles taste dry. Lift, turn, and drag the pasta through the liquid until the noodles move as one loose pile. Keep the heat low or off while you toss. The goal is enough warmth to keep the starch loose, not enough heat to keep frying the garlic. If the pan hisses loudly and the garlic keeps darkening, move it off the burner. If the sauce cools and turns stiff, return to low heat with another spoon of water. Taste after the pasta is glossy, not while it is still dry. Dry pasta often tastes under-seasoned because the flavor is not moving evenly. Once the sauce clings, adjust with salt, chili, parsley, or a small squeeze of lemon if you want brightness. Add salt carefully. The pasta water already brought seasoning with it. If the spaghetti looks dry or clumpy, add pasta water 1 spoonful at a time and toss again. Do not add more oil first. More oil can make the bottom greasy while the noodles still feel rough. Water and movement are the repair. Stop when the pasta shines and there is no dry clump in the center of the pan. If there is an oil puddle at the bottom, the sauce has not come together yet. Add a small splash of pasta water and toss longer over low heat. The water gives the oil something to grab. The cue is not zero oil, it is a light coating that follows the noodles instead of sitting under them. If the dish tastes bitter, do not try to bury it with cheese, sugar, or more chili. Find the source. Dark garlic should come out. If the oil itself smells burnt, start a quick fresh garlic oil in a clean pan and move the pasta there. This is annoying, but it saves dinner better than spreading bitterness through every bite. Serve garlic oil spaghetti right away. As it sits, starch keeps absorbing water and the noodles tighten. If you need 1 minute before serving, keep a little pasta water nearby and loosen the pan with a final spoonful. Warm bowls help too. The pasta should land glossy, loose, and fragrant, not stiff from waiting. The repeatable method is simple. Slice garlic evenly, start it gently in oil, pull it at pale gold, save cloudy pasta water, and toss until glossy. Bitter pasta means the garlic went too far. Dry pasta means the water came too late or not enough. Control those 2 moments and the dish becomes reliable. Go enjoy it while it's glossy, and I'll see you next time.